I had the pleasure of meeting Deborah before she joined the Academy. And oh, actually, no, I chatted with you immediately after you joined the Academy because we were like, wait, we don't know Deborah. Where's she come from? Like, who's anyone know Deborah? And we're like, man, this girl just moves fast. And we were wanting to place you with the right coach. And so that is how we first met. As I was like, okay, I gotta get on a call with Deborah to get to know her so that we know who we are placing her with. So take us back to the beginning and tell your story, Deborah.
We take you guys back. So I am in a completely different position than I was last year. Last year at this time, I had a career in management and I was comfortable, pretty much. There were rumors going around saying that the store I was at was going to close. And I was like, okay, really? I thought we were doing well here, right? So about a month later, the HR manager did indeed confirm that the store was closing. She said, Deborah, we're closing and we're letting a lot of people go, but we do want to keep you and transfer you to a different store, or we could pay you out. So I said, I have to think about it. I remember clocking out that day, going to my car, and I'm like, oh my gosh, is this really happening? And I'm driving. I get to a red light, and then literally something just hits me. And it said, Deborah, this is your time. And I'm like, what? Is it really my time? I've always wanted to be an actress since I was a young kid, and I just didn't think it was possible. I was told, just go to college, get a career, get a government job, do things that way. There's a million pretty faces out there. So when I heard that, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. So I took a leap into the unknown to follow my dreams to become an actress. I invested in headshots. I invested in training. I started meeting a lot of people and networking. I got a hosting spot at Charlotte Entertainment Network. I was happy to be in front of a camera, and I seen that there was a local pageant going on. So I signed up for the local pageant. I just wanted to be on stage. I'm like, I'm ready. This is my time, right? So that's when I found Win a Pageant on YouTube. I'm like, oh, this is pretty interesting. Let me look at these videos, started looking at them back to back to back. And in the same time, I'm competing in the pageant. And right before I competed in the pageant, I actually was like in a really bad car accident. And this is not something like I talk about a lot because it was such a devastating time for me. I was working out about 3 days a week. And after the car accident, I could barely walk because of the impact from the seatbelt and me being thrust forward. The car was totaled out and I had actually fractured my hand. So when that happened, I said, how am I going to compete in this pageant? I don't know how I'm going to do this. I started to slowly move around and get the mobility back in my body, start going to therapy for my hand. I went to the pageant and I won. So I'm like, okay, I'm moving in the right direction. I just feel like everything was lining up for me. So when I won that pageant, I was featured in Crowns magazine. And I started looking at previous editions of Crowns magazine. And one day I seen Nancy Wynn Lyles on the cover of Crowns magazine as Mrs. Petite USA 2021. And the word petite just jumped out to me. I said, what? There's something for petite women? This is interesting. So I had to do some research. I looked at it and I said, this is great. This is what I want to do, but I'm going to need a coach. And I wasn't, I got cats, 2 cats and a dog. So sorry, guys. I was like, I need a coach for this. And I was thinking about Win a Pageant. But for me, it seemed like for women that were really established in the pageant world, and Alycia has like 28,000 followers on YouTube. So I was thinking, how am I going to get the attention that I really need when she has so many subscribers? How are they going to concentrate and focus on me? So I started looking up other pageant coaches in the area, going through reviews, looking at bios. And at the same time, I'm still watching Win a Pageant. And I felt like I was wasting my time because at that point, I felt like I knew Alicia's style. I trusted her and I liked her personality. it was just a matter of me jumping and taking the leap and using her as a pageant coach. So I had a call with her, as she was saying, I had a call with her on the phone, and I was like freaking out. I was like, Alycia, is this really you? She was like this mythical creature that I only seen on TV. And she was like, yeah. And we talked or whatever. But in the academy, we had the opportunity to meet up with each other virtually so often that it wasn't long before I realized, okay, she's real. Everyone's real. This is how it is. And you get really comfortable really quickly. And the one-on-one time that I have with my assigned pageant coach has been amazing. Me, I'm the type of person that doesn't like to ask questions, that doesn't like to ask for help. And this just really broke me out of that. I been held accountable by my coach. She really challenges me, and all the support that you get with the ladies that's in the group, that's something that's been amazing as well. There's so many resources within the academy that I was telling my coach this, the value of everything is just way beyond anything tangible. Like the ladies were saying previously, it's not just about pageantry, it's about becoming the best version of yourself. And when you're surrounding yourself around ladies that are driven and very supportive, it really does challenge you to be the best version of yourself. And I just constantly just been breaking through little barriers. I remember I wasn't sure how I wanted to carry out my legacy and what I wanted my legacy project to be. And I was on office hours with Alycia one day, and she said, you need to do something in front of the camera. And I was like, oh my gosh, she's right. Like, I need to do something in front of the camera. What am I gonna do? And it actually made me nervous because I knew she was right, but I wasn't sure how I was gonna do it. And being in front of the camera as an actress is completely different when you're in front of the camera and you're being yourself and you're talking about your passion, your mission. Is completely different because you're being you. So when people are saying, oh, maybe you could have did this better, or maybe you could have did that better, they're talking about you. They're not talking about your portrayal as this character. And I don't know if I was ready for that, right? So I started to release my episodes, and I started to revamp them and change them, and I started to get really comfortable. And now when I look at my YouTube page, I see how far I've came, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it in this short amount of time. You just have to do the work. And as I was doing it, I was getting more comfortable. I started my podcast where I'm interviewing people who are successful in the entertainment industry in hopes to really educate people and show them that anything is possible, because my mission is to empower people to live the life that they dream of. Next week, I have a guest speaker role at a nonprofit organization in the area. And this nonprofit is directed towards kids from low poverty areas, and they really empower these children through the arts. So I'm really excited to talk to them about boundaries and let them know that boundaries really don't exist. They're all in your mind, that anything is possible. And once you change your mindset, you can change your world. So I would not have been able to relay this message to the world and get myself out of this comfort zone if it was not for the Academy. And I'm so thankful for Alycia for really seeing me. She has this incredible talent for seeing people. And it's been so pivotal in my transition to becoming a stronger person. And in doing that, I'm able to serve better and really get my mission out there. And the ladies as well in the Academy, the coaches, they all have their areas of expertise. They've been so helpful, and just a supportive community that I really needed in my life. I feel like a winner. It doesn't even matter to me like how things turn out at the pageant, because I know the work that I've done and I've seen the progress in myself that I'm so happy with.
Wow, that's incredible. And I love how you were able to share your heart story. I know early on in the Academy, we landed on your heart story because it's such a pivotal moment in life, and where when you said like something hit me, and
Yes.
it's like, wow, that
Yes.
made all the
Yes.
difference. And how cool that even what you said, like how like I decided to say yes. I said yes to that opportunity. And then everything started lining up. Like, you won that pageant. Like, how did that even happen? Like, it's like, how did these things happen that it's like, boom, 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 and it's because you said yes. That's how. So I commend you, Deborah. It's incredible. 1 year later, would you remember the date that happened at work?
No.
Oh, it would be
don't.
fascinating. We got to like celebrate that. That needs to be a national holiday.
I should.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah, really. But amazing a journey. And there were so many times, Alycia, before where I did say no. I was like, nope, I'm not. Nope. I remember I showed one of my associates a picture that I had took when I was modeling. And she was like, that's you? And I was like, yeah. I love modeling. I love acting. And she looked at me and she said, why are you here? And I'm like, I couldn't answer her. Like, that was a really good question, because in my heart, I knew I wanted to do other things, that where I was not for me.
Wow, that's so interesting. And you thank God that he's a God of second chances, because he was able to come around in perfect timing. He knew what you needed. And he's like, no, I need you to do this work. This is the work that you're going to do. And now you get to go inspire all kinds of people for the vision of following their dreams. And I love how you even said, this is the first time I've heard you say this. I really like this, how you said boundaries don't actually exist. I'm like, yes, and amen. That is so true, but you have to experience that, right? And it like really requires someone doing it as you are, defying what would be our boundaries, to really be able to step in. Oh my gosh, Deborah, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you for sharing your story.
No problem.